So it's Monday, and I'll leave in 2 days for the AT. I'm doing a lot of last-minute things like packing and unpacking my bag. I've done it at least 1,000 times. I'm trying to, I figured out what the right configuration is. I'm trying to figure out if I can pack it the same consistently over and over again so that the weight and distribution of the pack remains the same every day. So I suddenly don't get hit with leaning to one side or the left side because it's not packed correctly, at least not the way that I'm used to. I've also still haven't done my taxes. I think I'm going to outsource that to my wife. I'm too excited, and I can't do math when I get excited. Not that I can do math normally anyways, but I think I'm going to outsource more about what I'm going to be wearing. Not a hell of a lot, even less if I could. Again, I'm the guy that likes to hike barefoot. I've hiked large sections of the Camino, the French way anyways, which is a little bit more benign. I've hiked large sections of that barefoot. In fact, I have a lady friend, you're taking that the wrong way, a lady friend named Sue Kenny Reagan up in Canada, Toronto, who has walked Camino. Well, she walks it every year when it's not closed down, barefoot. I don't even think she owns a pair of shoes. And she has a company that she sells these little accessories for barefoot walkers or runners. They're kind of like pads on the bottom of your feet to give you a little protection if you don't have big calluses. Anyways, back to my clothing. I have on now pretty much what my go-to outfit is if it's above 15 degrees and below 50. Starts getting up close to 50, I'm probably going to take this fleece thing off that I got on. Anyways, what I've got on is a base layer merino wool. I think it's like 150 grade. And then I've got a fleece top over that. The fleece top happens to be an old bicycle jersey that I bought back in 1985 for 20 bucks at a Nash Bar outlet in Youngstown, Ohio. Nash Bar, I think, got bought out by Performance, and I don't know that they're still in business. But anyways, I bought this thing in 1985, and this I like it because, like any bicycle jersey, it's got 3 huge pockets in the back, someplace else that I can store shit like snacks, whatever, and they're ready at hand, and I know they're not going to fall out because they're really deep pockets. And I like it because it has, like all cycling jerseys, it's tight at the top and goes up pretty far up the neck and has a zipper so it vents really well. And it has elastic at the wrist so no cold's going to go in. I mean, bicycle jerseys are made for windbreakers, and so they're great for hiking. I'm shocked no one else has discovered this. But yeah, long sleeve cycling jerseys, fantastic. So I've got that. This jersey, by the way, oh, it's even got the logo on it. Can you see that? Anyways, this guy's been around the world on all my hikes. It's my, like I said, my go-to top layer. It raced across the U.S. 6 times, and it was my go-to thing at night, particularly when going up Wolf Creek's Pass or someplace where I expected it to be cold, and to have my crew throw snowballs at me in the month of June or July. And it's done all my Caminos, so it's lightweight, it's warm, it's comfortable, easy to get on, so it always goes with me. My top layer is a vest that I bought from REI, and I love this thing because it's another layer of wind blocking where it's critical in your central core, so it blocks the wind there very well. But the thing I really like about it, it's got a lot of pockets, I mean deep pockets. So I normally carry my water bottle right here. And some snacks over right here, get them right at hand. Has a big pocket, deep pocket in the back, so I can also put stuff back there. Usually I'll keep my my battery for, I've got one of those hiker-friendly 2,000 amp Anchor battery packs that I'll be using. And it's back there because I wanted to get it out of my pack. It's heavy, so got to keep it off your back, or at least out of your back. What I'm actually carrying is I've got a pair of pants. I prefer to hike in pants, even when it's hot out. As long as it's under 70 degrees, I think I'll be wearing pants. These pants I bought in Heidelberg, Germany. Germany's are really, really big time hikers, and they go for some serious technical gear. And I saw these pants and said, I gotta have a pair of those. So I'll show them later. But so I'm wearing pants mainly because I get really allergic to poison ivy, and me and ticks, we don't get along. So I'm gonna spray these down with permethrin tonight, and they're my go-to thing. I also have one pair of running tights. I just look really good in tights, and so that's my alternative. I'm not bringing any underwear. Cotton underwear, you can wash it, but you're gonna wait 2 days for it to dry. So I'm not bringing any underwear. What I am bringing is technical running shorts, which have the undies built into them. Strongly recommend those. Those are really good on the trail. They wash and dry real quick. I mean, I've done marathons where I got rained on at mile 2, and by the time I got to mile 10, they're already dry. So I know they're lightweight and they're easy to clean. So I've got one pair of running shorts, one pair of tights. What else? I got 2 pairs of socks, smart wool. Back in 2012, I think I've mentioned I hiked up Everest. No, I didn't go to the top. I'm not that much of a fool. I went up basically past base camp, almost to the falls where everybody dies. Well, vast majority of them die. Up to about 18.2, 18.5, something like that. And I packed a duffel bag to go up there, and I did what most stupid rookies do. I took an outfit for Monday, another one for Tuesday, Wednesday, not thinking that, hey, there's no place to do laundry. It's the freaking Alps, or it's in Himalayas. Even if there was somebody to do laundry, there's no water and there's no electricity. So how are you going to do that? Anyways, long story short, I didn't have to carry my gear. We had 10 Sherpas. There was only 3 of us paying customers that went up, and the Sherpas carried the gear. So it took 22 days to get up to base camp and get back down. Coming down was pretty easy, but this poor Sherpa, I felt sorry for him. He had to carry my gear every day. Now, one day I said, you know, we can throw away half this stuff and it'd be lighter on you. And he said, well, this is a leave no trace park, Everest is, and you can't leave stuff, and there's no place to drop it, so I'm going to have to carry it. These Sherpas were rather amazing. They each had designated tasks. The tent guy, he carried the tents. The cookie guy, he carried all his cooking gear. But the guy that blew me away was the potty guy. Like I say, it's leave no trace. So they, at night and in the morning, they would have essentially a porta potty, a tent porta potty they built, and you were supposed to do your thing there during the day. If you had to go, you're out of luck. Anyways, this porter's job was to carry the porta potty and its contents. So it's customary at the end of the hike to tip the Sherpas, and you can have 2 strategies. You can give all your donation to the head guy, the Sirdar, and he'll split it up because he knows who has been working the hardest and who deserves the money more than I do, because I'm not behind the scenes. But anyways, I gave the Sirdar $400 tip and so distribute it out to everybody, and $400 in Nepal is like $10,000 here. So I did that, and then I went secretly when nobody was around. I went to this guy who carried the porta potty and gave him $100 and said, "You got a really crappy job, man. This is for you. Don't let anybody else. I don't want you to share it with anyone." What I didn't say about the trip up Everest was I basically, when we started, had on a merino wool polyester blend ninja suit. Covers your entire body, including your head. That was my base layer, and then I wore old fleecy here, the same guy, every day, and then I had a puffy over the top, and that kept me warm and nice during the daytime. And it was generally, I don't think it ever got above 22 degrees. Always felt warmer in the sun, but the thing that I want to reveal is, for 21 days. I wore those clothes 24/7, never changed, and the same pants, so generally when I do multiple day events, instead of having a goal for the day, I have 3. So one of them is a goal, that I'll be happy with, will make me happy and I'll sleep well at night. The second goal is the mileage I want to do that would really make me happy. I may eat extra dinner if I get that. And then the third goal is, okay, this is the upper limit. If I make this, I'm going to be really happy. I may even try to call my wife and brag about it. So that's my approach. So the first day on the AT, I'm probably not going to do the approach trail. I'm not real big into foreplay. I like to start at the top, be on top, and get it up and keep it up. So I'm probably going to see if the shuttle lady will take me to Springer. That's what my brother did in 2008, and he told me back in July when we camped together that you might want to think about not doing the approach trail. I'm not much into rituals anyways. I mean, my wife and I never had a wedding, never had a honeymoon, and we've been married 46 years very happily, so I'm not into complying with what other people think my experience should be. So I'm probably going to start at Springer. If I don't, it's because I can't get somebody to take me up there. I've already registered with the ATC, so I don't really need to register with the folks at Amicalola Falls. But we'll see. I may change my mind. It may be a last minute go with the crowd type thing, but I don't like crowds, and I know that's going to be somewhat crowded there. So my goal is, if I do make it up to Springer, goal number 1 is to get to Hawk Mountain Shelter. Goal number 2 is to get to Gooch, the second shelter. And this is going to sound far out, but I have done this before, is to go all the way to Neal's Gap. I think I'd have an orgasm if I got that far. I don't expect that to happen. But it's nice to have something as a goal. I would probably have to do that after dark, and that's no problem. I've walked out after dark before, but the first time I did the Rheinsteig in Germany, well, I've only done the Rheinsteig once. I'm all set up to do it again in the fall. The first day is a long, lonely hike through nowhere, and there's really no, other than Schlangenbad, there's no place to stop along the way. And I ended up going 32 miles that first day. And I think I did 8,000 feet of climbing. So I know I can do it, and that was only 2 years ago. I know I can do it. We'll see. So those are my 3 goals. Ooh, it's really slippery out. We senior citizens, we don't like this stuff. So I noticed, looking at my brother's journal again from 2008, he overnighted the first night at Sassafras Mountain, which I believe is maybe halfway between Hawk Mountain Shelter and Gooch. So I'm thinking that may be the more likely scenario. It's not goal 1 and it's not goal 2. It would be goal 1.5. So my pack is coming in right at 26 pounds, 26 and a half, depending on how many Snicker bars I've loaded in there. And I'm a little concerned because I keep reading vlogs and listening to YouTube videos from people like Black Hiker, which, by the way, is another, it's a great vlog. This guy can tell you a lot of things, or is telling a lot of things about what not to do. And it's humor from a different perspective. I tell you, these YouTube videos are hilarious. This is the real reality TV, as far as I'm concerned. It's and most of it's timely. It's right up to date. So a good tip that the Ron, the shuttle guy out of Atlanta, I think he's out of Atlanta, gave me when I set up a pickup was to don't check your backpack. Go to Goodwill and buy an old duffel bag for $5. Put your poles and your rucksack in that, and everything will be right there, and there's a lesser chance that those guys handling baggage will destroy your bag or lose your poles or whatnot. I actually knew that because I did that once before and I'd forgotten that was a real good tip. So kudos to Ron, the shuttle guy, for the great tip. Actually, I'm really looking forward to meeting this Ron guy. I think it's like a 60-minute drive out to where I'm staying from the airport. But as we all know, Atlanta has really bad traffic, certainly at certain times of the day. And I want to listen to his stories because I bet he's got a ton of them. So I'm thinking about asking him if he has to come back out to the airport later in the day, that let's just go out to lunch and I'll buy, and I can hear his stories. So I'm really looking forward to meeting this guy. So my plan on the AT this year is to stop in Harper's Ferry, roughly the halfway point, at least that's where the conservatory is. And I want to stop there because we have a daughter that lives about an hour there. I can take the equivalent of the subway or metro there and be at my daughter's house in about an hour, 20 minutes, and it only cost me $9. I always got all the logistics planned in advance. So I'll make it there and swap out my gear for my summer gear, and I'm probably going to swap out and use my hammock there. I like hammock tent, but just not in the wintertime. It always amazes me that people can hammock tent in the wintertime. I'm hoping I'll learn something this trip if I meet some winter people that winter camp in hammock tents. I know they use a quilt underneath, but still, that's just, you're hanging there in the wind and it's blowing underneath you. So I'm going to swap out, and my wife's going to fly out and join us. So I told her, I said, you know, I'm probably going to have this rather large tramily. Tramily is a trail family that's going to be with me, that people that I've met for the last 2 months or how long it takes to get there. And I'm probably going to invite them to come over and spend a few days. You think that's all right? She said, fine. My wife likes to cook for mass quantities of people. On the Camino, at the communal dinners at night, she was always the cook who cooked for everybody, and she's a very popular person, I might add, on the Camino anyways. So that's the plan. Get to Harper's Ferry, probably take a couple days off. There's an REI nearby, so I can go get my shoes again or order them in advance and pick them up there, because I only get about 1,800 to 2,000 miles per pair of Mara Moabs. So I figured that'd be a good place to get a new pair and break them in for a couple days walking in Rock Creek Park, which is just down the street from my daughter's house. So my wife said a couple days ago, he said, you know, when you get in trouble and you're having a bad day on the AT, the thing to think about is that you're walking to see your daughter and your granddaughter, and that'll cheer you up, because that's where you're going. You're heading somewhere. You're not just out there to have fun. You're walking. I said, man, that's totally brilliant. But actually, I really like my son-in-law. So I think I'm going to include him in on the vision as well. So my wife's brilliant. She comes up with this stuff just out of nowhere sometimes. I think that's why we get along so well. Good compliment for me.